March Madness is upon us. And couple that with the NBA season is going on, actually going to the playoffs. A better way to bet on those games and games in other sports like the Premier League and everything else, or even Major League Soccer, than betus.com, where you can get 125% of the sign-up bonus, which is up to $2,500 by using the promo code TKT for the Klown Times. So what are these other perks here? You can bet on the go. You can bet anytime, anywhere on your mobile device. You get fast pass, or you get paid immediately every single time. And last but not least, you can you could do live betting where you can bet during the game, getting the early and the best lines. Again, use my promo code TKT for the Klown Times to get up to 125% of the sign-up bonus, which is up to $2,500. So again, not to sound like a book record, but go to betus.com where the game begins. Lots have happened since we got together, man. NFL-wise, HBCU sports-wise, we'll hit the NFL first. Some crazy shit has happened the last couple of weeks, man. But let me just break it down like this, because we're some ambitious tonight, so I want to make sure we get all the cool stuff in, right? So between Russell Wilson's trade from Seattle to Denver, Deshaun Watson's overtures for Deshaun Watson from damn near half the league, even though four have been on record as being amongst the leading suitors in the Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, and now the Atlanta Falcons, and the Cleveland Browns of all teams.
I was going to say that whole NFC South.
Yes,
wants Deshaun Watson.
Right, to catch up with a certain GOAT in Tom Brady, who recently came back to Tampa, and which is another story in itself. But the fact that Cleveland was involved, right, we'll go there in a moment. And so those two things, and last but not least, Davante Adams being traded from the Green Bay Packers to the Las Vegas Raiders. So which of those to you, I'll start with you first, now chime in. But which of those three trades, my man, or happenings, events, shocked you the most? It seemed like when one didn't shock you enough, other things kept shocking us. So which one of those three, the big ones? There are others, but those are the big three. So which of those three shocked you the most?
Well, because you said Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson,
right,
and
Davante Adams.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. The Davante Adams one, that is the most shocking to me. So I'm not necessarily shocked at all that teams were going to become more open with their interest in Deshaun Watson.
Right.
Once we found out something about his case in terms of it going,
he got cleared.
In a positive direction, right?
Yeah.
And once we heard that most of the criminal charges, if not all, have been dropped.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. So that's what's going to happen. Yes, exactly, right. So once that happened, I knew teams was going to come out and attempt to attach their names to Deshaun Watson. So that's not shocking at all. Neither is the fact that Russell Wilson leaving Seattle was shocking to me either. And I'm actually not necessarily shocked by his destination too. And the reason why I say that, of course, there are a lot of people here in DC that was hoping that would be the case. That he would come here, being that, of course, he has roots in the Tidewater area, which is about a 2-hour drive away from here, 2.5 hours. So there were people in this region hoping that he would come here. But of course, with the improprieties of the non-owner, because of course by title it's Dan Snyder's wife that is the owner. But let's be real, we all know who's making the decisions here in Ashburn. So with that going on, and Russell Wilson outwardly saying that he wanted to go to a place that he thought he would be able to win. Oddly enough, the Broncos and the Commanders had the exact same record when the season ended last season.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress. But yeah, he wanted to go to a place that was a lot more, in my opinion, family friendly, and he thought, with the number 3 defense in the Denver Broncos last season, even when they let go of Von Miller, it may be able to turn that franchise around. So it's going to be very intriguing to see if that's capable of happening.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be in a very tough QB laden division. And then to make matters worse,
tough ass division, yes.
Yes, we already had Patrick Mahomes,
right,
and Justin Herbert over there too.
Yep.
I keep wanting to say Bear, but it's Justin Herbert. And then of course, I know, right? For those who of course know about Bear, you go ahead and
Bobby Bear on that. Bobby Bear, yeah.
Bobby Bear, the
Saints, prior to Saints,
on the Saints, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the guy who was on the bottom of that totem pole, and Derek Carr, who
he's
was
pretty
still,
good,
of course,
yeah,
a pretty good QB,
yeah.
Just got a little bit more help today in Davante Adams.
Oh,
so you go ahead and add him into that Josh McDaniels offense along with Derek Carr. And then, of course, with the other pieces that they have, what's the tight end that they have over there in Vegas, too?
Waller,
yes. You got Waller over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know they got a couple of young receivers over there, too.
It's a kid from I know that Deshaun Jackson's there as a deep threat.
Yeah.
I think Jerry Jeudy's in Denver. I think they have another. I think they had another wide receiver from Alabama.
Yeah, I can't just remember what his name is off the top of my head as well.
Yeah.
Without cheating. But that receiver core with the addition of Davante Adams, just makes them that much tougher. And I understand why the Chargers went ahead and added Khalil Mack. That's something else we didn't discuss too.
And speaking of the Raiders, they added Chandler Jones.
Yes. So, it's going to be a lot of chasing a lot of those talented QBs in that AFC West. It was most definitely necessary. I most definitely get it. The thing is, though, you add that the Davante Adams to that offense. It's going to be, I'm intrigued to see exactly how Josh McDaniels handles this offense now with all of these cast of characters in there, and especially with this addition of Adams. So, yeah, that has to be the most shocking of the 3.
Bro, I did not see Davante Adams coming. Now, look, I understand that Davante, he said himself, I am not playing under the franchise tag. But then again, I'm thinking, well, there's no way he'll leave his boy Aaron Rodgers, right? Well, guess he did. So, I mean, look, I'll say this, how it all went down for me in chronological order. Russell Wilson being traded to the Broncos, right? Mm-hmm. I would kind of figure it was going to end up like Aaron Rodgers, right? He was going to say, I hate my situation, but, I'm going to stick around here. I know I'm familiar with Seattle. I'm familiar with the team. I'm familiar with the organization. I did not think he'd waive a no trade clause to go to Denver, right? I didn't see that coming. And, Denver, obviously the big winners of this, because no matter how many picks you have to give up to acquire a player, but a quarterback, this is a quarterback-driven league, more so than ever, right? And so Russell Wilson, even though he was banged up last year was the only time he's been really banged up. And he's a proven winner. He's what, 34? I don't think he's that old, right? 33?
He's not older than 35, no.
No, he's like, I think he's 33, 32, 33 or so. He's still in his prime. So no matter what you do, if you're Denver or any team looking to acquire a guy like Russell Wilson, you throw a coach to win and say, here, come on in. Here, you want these draft picks here. Matter of fact, let me just add a little bit to the kitty, right? Same thing with Houston's got going on right now. Even though everybody, mama knows that Watson wants out, you still have to pay a premium because look at it this way. If like for the Rams, if Matthew Stafford was fetched to would require a lot of draft capital and a player or two, and he's older than both Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson.
Yes,
Russell Wilson fetched like the holiday that was fetched for him was large. can you imagine what's going to be required to get Deshaun Watson, who's 25, 26 years old, is still in his prime, was a top 3 quarterback before he shut himself down last year? Yo, that's going to be extra picks. That's going to be extra picks, which I'll get to like later as it pertains to the Browns. But right, quick, since I'm talking about them, I'll save that for a little bit later. But anyway, the question was, what's the most shocking? Those events shocked me. What I told you earlier about Russell Wilson and whatnot. But man, Davante Adams, when I just saw this right before we started this podcast, I was like, damn. So just imagine this. This is your AFC West Division. Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, and that's prolific offense. Justin Herbert in Los Angeles. I almost said San Diego. In Los Angeles for the Chargers. Up and coming off, this good offense, but nasty defense. Especially with the addition of who they added on defense again?
Well, they added Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack. Oh my God. And then you go to Denver, Russell Wilson. Denver still has a good defense, a good young defense, and a better offensive line at that. So you got that. And last but not least,
of course, with Denver, the receiving core of Jared Jeudy and Cortland Sutherland, and then Tim Patrick, who had a respectable season as a number 3.
Exactly. And then last but not least, Derek Carr, who I think is a damn good quarterback.
Yeah.
Even though he still has an afterthought in that division. But Derek Carr to go along with Davante Adams, right? And then Chandler Jones on defense.
Yeah. So, and the other receiver we were referring to is Hunter Renfrow.
Hunter Renfrow, yeah. Clemson's finest, who I think he's a damn good slot receiver. Damn good third down receiver. So you have those 4 teams loaded, especially the latter 3 defensively, with Kansas City in mind. That's going to be a hellified